This is the Long War. I'm Rob Baer, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Wyatt Turk. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here.
Yeah, what's up?
So I think it was some very interesting parallels today with what's going on both coasts because Wyatt's having some heat issues out there, and we got 2 inches of snow out here, so everything's shut down, of course. Because what's North Carolina with snow? Nobody knows what to do.
What's crazy is it was like 60 degrees today.
Yeah,
It's them winds, dude.
yeah. Santa Ana wins. It was,
Them
was,
winds are no joke.
it's fucking brutal out there. Heard Wyatt had to evacuate for like the whole day today.
Yeah, I mean it was wild. I didn't really like evacuate in the sense of like, hey, I just decided to like pack up some stuff in case I wasn't gonna be able to come back home. And then I just went and sat in like the parking lot of the grocery store in my car.
Still counts.
Yeah,
I mean, you left and then until they said you can come back and then you came back.
yeah.
Yeah, you were forced
Yeah,
to
but
leave.
I didn't have to go to like a relief center or like in a hotel room or anything, so it's fine.
No doubt. Yeah. I mean, comparatively, yeah, that's not that bad compared to what some other people having to suffer through.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt.
Yep,
So
it's wild out there, y'all.
we just got back from LVO. So obviously we're going to talk about that. We've got show notes. A little bit more casual because LVO recap is kind of the big subject, right? Like a lot happened at LVO between previews, between it was the biggest history was made. Like a lot of, and I took it in. 1,000 people started round one, over 1,000 people.
That's wild.
Finally happened. Like they've sold 1,000 tickets before, but
Yeah.
with drop rate and everything, they never actually loaded in round 1,000 players. So
Mhm.
historical event. So we'll talk about that. But first, let's just stay on topic, stay on schedule. Let's roll out to the Cave of Wonders and test nothing but the lamp. As soon as Wyatt
Muted again. Sorry.
unmutes himself.
We never do
Ah,
that.
gosh. Would you rather have to whisper every time you say something or shout everything that you think?
Shh. Wait, say it again?
So like
Whisper every
every
time.
time you speak, you have to whisper.
Okay.
You're always whispering. Or your inner thoughts, you shout those out.
Oh, you have no internal monologue?
No, you
Yeah.
do, but you can't. But you have to say it.
Yeah,
So
it's an
it's not
external
internal.
monologue. Yeah.
So I can talk normal, but if I'm just sitting here talking about like thinking about some dumb shit, I have to say it.
Oh, I cannot. No,
But I can
I already
also
know my
just I
answer.
can also just be like, "Hey, White, what do you want for dinner tonight?" Without whispering, I can say that. I don't have to shout that, right? Because that's a normal question. But then I'm like, "Do you want to eat dick?" I have to scream that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay,
Nobody will hear it, so it's fine.
I kind of do that anyway, but there's definitely some stuff that will get me canceled. That just intrusive thoughts that go through the old noggin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should not be screaming those out loud. But whispering would annoy some people. That's annoying. Chronic mumbler.
Mumble rap. Man, I don't know. I think I know, but I can see the advantages to both.
You can't afford to go intrusive thoughts broadcasted.
Me?
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't.
Would Rob's AI bot have to also do it?
It says whatever I tell it to say.
Well, it's not you.
Mm-hmm.
But like he's making it like so would the genie's magic extend to Rob AI, like reading the script?
No. It's just a program.
So he can game it by literally never talking.
Oh, okay. Well, you just said it yourself. The instant he tries to do that, then yes, it would apply.
Like I mean, if he's just using the written word to communicate from here on out,
If he's
outside of
just
his,
like doing his job all normal like, then
if
like
it's
no.
okay, but the
But
second
if he's like, I am doing this to get out of my thing with the genie, then like you're gaming the system, so you lose.
so normal job works. Bro, it's rough. It's
I mean,
rough.
I sometimes I just like the shit I think it's just people aren't ready for. I feel like not that it's like offensive. It's just like, wait, what? What did that dude say?
I still like internally say some shit that I have been saying since the 90s. You know what I mean? That I can't be saying.
I
It
mean,
runs through my head like all the time when I'm driving places. You know what I mean? Like
stereotypes exist for a reason.
if I had if I could no longer relegate those to just mere intrusive thoughts, and they had to always come out, I'd have to have a different kind of platform.
I don't know. I hear.
Yeah, basically we're yeah, like as Darth Thor says, yeah, basically you have like Tourette's.
But like in a different way.
But I can't claim that I have Tourette's and that therefore I have a disability and no one will forgive me, right? Like I'm like, no, I'm just this is me.
Oh,
Like
you have a disability.
I I I chose poorly when confronted by the Wishmaster.
I,
Nah, like I think I'd have to go whisper. Yeah. I think I can make whispering more culturally acceptable easily. I can easily use a lav mic, higher gain, ASMR style.
mm,
When I go order play, when I
ASMR.
yeah, like I can definitely still do my job pretty. And there's like precedent for whispering, so I just can't risk it. I really want to go that route, but like I can't risk that shit because the stuff I blurt out now, like it already went through a filter. It went through as bad as a filter as I have. It went through a filter. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people are
We've all
like,
been there.
"Yo, you need to use a filter when you're hanging out with these people," and I'm like, "I did."
You don't understand.
It's bad.
I'll just whisper. It's better that way.
Gotta whisper.
Yeah,
At,
because
at this day and age, gotta whisper.
I'm not sure I'd say anything offensive, but like I don't know, the shit that goes through my head sometimes probably just isn't fit for public consumption in general.
I would get canceled.
You
100%.
you might get canceled. Sure, I could see that. I'm sure a lot of mine would just be curse words in general, like this and that, and what is wrong with these people and like all this stuff. I don't know. I hear all sorts of wild shit.
Yep, whispers. Me and Rob are gonna be the weirdos whispering on the podcast and Wyatt's talking normal. All right, let's talk about the news for a few minutes, Rob.
There's news.
And
We
if
got
you
news. We got previews. We
if
got
you yeah, I would
things.
say put the previews that we just saw into the section rather than LVO section.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I think at this point, well, anyway, so
I have a bunch
um
of data sheets.
data sheets. Oh yeah, a lot of the guard stuff or the Eldar stuff. I mean, it's all going to be on a Saturday. Who cares?
Yeah.
We could talk about it, whatever. But like, yeah, GW cannot keep a lid on anything when it comes to their influencers and such. So yeah, so lots of cool previews. I mean, I think a lot of folks were very excited about these previews at LVO. They seem very excited. I mean, very engaging, really cool stuff. Production quality very high on so we got an Emperor's Children box set coming out, which is really neat.
Yep.
Some additions for Old World we know is coming. Through process of elimination and a little sleuthing, we could tell that Cathay is on the way at some point. That it's going to be the first original Old World faction, so they won't all have those ham fists from like hand sculpting and things.
I
Like,
thought they canceled that.
no, they said it would happen. It just wouldn't happen anytime soon. Them and Kislev. So
Okay.
yeah, that's the big sleuthing from the roadmap little image they dropped in there on the horizon, so to speak. Also on the horizon for 40k looks to be the rest of the legion. So you got T-Suns, Death Guard, World Eaters. They dropped a silhouette which seems to match some artwork from Space Wolves. So we're looking at Space Wolves this year, apparently. Maybe. Hard
Tight,
to
tight,
say.
tight. Yeah, I saw
Um,
that they're gonna do all three of the trader legions in like one sweep.
yep. The and obviously Emperor's Children very soon. I imagine next week's going to be the Git mob for AOS, and then we'll see something else, and then probably Valentine's Day weekend. If I had to guess, I would say Emperor's Children are going to go on pre-order. That's my call. That's my gluten-free gut check. Just because GW likes to tee hee hee and everything big, likes to always drop something big on Valentine's Day weekend. Um, So look for that very soon. We got points. We got updates. We got points for guard. We got the guard codex. That's pretty much all out there at this point. Eldar's going on pre-order this weekend. The What else did they preview? I'm trying to think now. It was so much. It was good. Oh, Soulblight, the new Death Rattle army box, which I went back and looked through all the pricing. The what was it? The Dakoath army box that came out that didn't have a real codex was still $200, and the one before that was Cities of Sigmar, which was also $200, which had a codex, but that was technically 2023. So it's really hard to price the new army box for Sigmar. It could be 200, but I imagine it's going to be more. And remember, normally GW does their price increases in February. Last year they didn't. They did it more towards summer, which surprised a lot of people. Also, Games Workshop is super behind right now on shipping. I know, shocker, right? Normal restocks, good luck. I got stores telling me they're ordering from $2,000 to $10,000 and getting maybe 10% of the stock in. Compounded the fact that Memphis got snow, then they got snow again. We might not even see Deathcore till next week. They just got last week's releases out the door to folks. So I would not expect a lot of stores. I have not heard any confirmation from any store that Deathcore has actually shipped. Being Wednesday, that's a problem. We're not going to see it by the weekend when it was supposed to release, which happened last year with Old World. Remember the debut of Old World not only was delayed, but they also told stores they're stop taking orders. So I imagine at some point, if they can't get shit on track this week, they will stop taking orders from stores. We'll see. Not that any of this matters. Also, this weekend is a pre-release for Magic the Gathering, the new Innistrad remasters. If you're into the cards, bringing back some old faves from the early 2000s, like Lily of the Veil, and I guess Soren's got a card, Gizelbrand, Avacyn, all the bangers, all the heaters from back in the day, coming on back. Gonna be good times. I did want to mention a sale that's happening right now. Elric's Hobbies is doing a buy two get two free on the Secret Weapon miniatures paints. A little birdie also told me that there will be no more Secret Weapon miniatures paints, so get them now because they ain't happening again.
It's a fire sale. Let's go.
I don't know about fire sale, but there's a lot of things to align to make new paints happen, and I don't see it happening. I didn't see it happening regardless.
Speaking of vendors, I wanted to just shout out personally Baron and Dice, who
Oh
obviously,
yeah,
they sponsor our podcast,
yeah.
right? And we've done a lot of promos with them in the past, but they
Their
can't make
shit don't stink.
it's the best dice in the game, obviously. But I went up to his booth while we were doing the longword doubles because I needed one of his dice. My girlfriend was eyeing this one dice that he had, and
Yeah.
she was on a mission. She solo self found an entire dice collection. at the event.
Yeah, she did.
Like on the floor after the event cleanup, she was like looking under floors for fallen dice. She was looking around where people just discarded like dice containers, and she had like 4 dice containers filled up with Lucy's.
Lucy's.
Yeah,
Gotta get the
and
Lucy's.
she put them all in her LVO 2025 cup, and she loves it, right?
Oh, that's
Uh,
cool.
but there's this one at Bear to Dice had a set, and she was like, "I want one of those." And I walked up to him finally, and I was like, "Look, man, let's just get one of those." He's like, "Man, I can't. I gotta give you." I was like, "Just give me the whole fucking set, dude. We work together." And he's like, "Fine." And then I was like, "Give me 2 more to give away at the event." He was like, "Absolutely." So, shout out to Bear to Dice, who also sponsored the Long War Doubles. So the
Yes.
Never Give Up, Never Surrender prize was sponsored by Bear to Dice. They got fresh ass new dice. My
Mhm.
girlfriend got fresh ass new dice. So shout out to Bear to Dice.
That
I told him
yeah,
I would say.
Steve's.
I told him I would remind people. Like,
We've been getting a lot of people who've been clicking through the Longword, because we do have an affiliate code. It is on the bottom the pod, wherever you're watching this. There's a podcast description within a discount code, so you can get it. And we don't get money for it because he advertises, but it counts. Like, hey, they ordered through us, right?
it
So
proves that his money's
if you're
well
thinking
spent.
about it, please validate our existence. Anyway, Steve's a great guy. I met him a year or two ago, and that also explains the cryptic message he sent me about why did we not do a Long War Doubles dice for that event. So that was a great question. But we got actually, I don't know if we're gonna have any dice for Adepticon, because Adepticon has added nearly 25 additional teams to the Long War Doubles for this year. So we're almost at 300 people total for
And
that
the
event.
dice is included in their ticket purchase.
Yeah,
They
so
might have to get
as part
vouchers. Some people might have to get
of the Long War
vouchers.
Doubles, you get a set of Baron of Dice Long War Doubles dice, and I had ordered enough for 300 people because we are going to have some extra to sell at the booth. I don't know how many extra we're going to sell at the booth, but we have the normal ones we sell on their site. So those might become the Adepticon Con exclusive, and we might have to come up with a completely new design for the rest of 2025. But
damn, it feel good. Damn, it feel good to be a gangster.
yeah, no, it's good. It's good. So definitely looking forward to Adepticon, and maybe we'll I got a meeting with Reese and Jake on Friday, and we'll talk more about, because we already do the mats, but maybe we could do something more for
Yeah,
LVO.
I'm always down
I
to
don't
do
know.
more. I'm always down to do more.
Yeah, always down to do more. So that's basically the big stuff. I feel like everything I'm tracking there, as far as new releases and stuff. There hasn't been a whole lot of like new product stuff coming out. It's January.
Yeah, it's
What can you
normal.
do?
All right, let's take a quick commercial break. Speaking of Baron and Dice, hear from our sponsors, and let's talk about LVO. And we're back. Staying on track, staying on task. LVO recap. This is what a lot of people like in chat were talking about. So not everyone gets to go to all these events.
Mm-hmm.
And LVO is one of the biggest. And it was even bigger this year than ever before. And it was history. Over 1,000 players started round 1. Boom. Finally happened. And I think we held 1,000 all day 1. So that is a historic event. I met people who it was their first LVO and they didn't realize that. And I made sure to take time to like, hey man, like drink it in, bro. Like this is history, bro. 1,000. It's never happened. 4-digit. You know, so that's a huge.
It was wild.
Huge.
Like,
it felt good. Like once you saw it happen, and I was talking to Reese, talking to Frankie, and they were like, "Man, it's so close. We man, it was electric, bro." You know, I met El Bunker. It's a team that came out from Mexico.
Oh, tight.
3 dudes representing 2 different teams in Mexico, including the Mexican ITC champion, the top guy. And it was their first event. They all came out together. I got to play Axel. and it was a party. So I mean, I'm meeting people who is like literally traveling from another country for their first LVO on this historic occasion. You know, we still had people in the longboard doubles this year, first tournament. You know, so
Mhm.
it's still happening every day. First day, it's a first tournament for someone almost every time. So it was electric. While LVO is the premier dick stomping territory, right? Like it is no holds barred, beat down city.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, you know, it's truest form of competition. It was electric, man, like beyond compare. So I figure we should talk about who won, what the list looked like. We should also talk about in more a little bit more detail the significance of Emperor's Children preview because that was the talk of the town all weekend, and obviously Longboard doubles. So Wyatt,
Pull that up. I thought we were gonna go over each other's stuff. I know Mark Hertel won the event
Mm-hmm.
with Death Watch. So the final was Mark Hertel versus Ben Neal, and it was Death Watch versus Ultramarines. So like who had that on their LVO bingo
well,
cards?
Ultramarines,
I don't think anyone.
Gladius Task Force Ultramarine,
No, it was Vanguard with
Vanguard.
no Gilliman. So that kind of
Wow,
adds to the bit, right? So like everybody's like, oh, Ultramarines with Gilliman, super strong, which it can be, yeah.
it is.
But he was playing Vanguard with Marnius and Uriel instead of Gilliman. And then Mark is I don't know him, but from what people have told me, he's just like he's the Death Watch guy. Like he eats and breathes and sleeps Death Watch. It's his only thing. And so he
Hmm.
really like, dude, the final was brutal. It might be the fastest final in recent LVO memory because the game was basically over at turn two. Like it was really nasty.
Oof.
Oh, that's wild. I mean, it was wild. Like Death Watch on top. Yeah, and I didn't mean to underscore. Like I forgot we also played at LVO. So
Yeah, it was just because like I thought you were gonna talk about yours and then mine, so I had like my record pulled up so I could shout people out, and I was like, oh, I gotta close it.
no, you can no absolutely. Wyatt did really good. He went 4-2. Brought out his ultra homies with you and your
Yeah, see,
Quinjet.
I
Your,
was the loser brought Gilliman for double oaths.
oh, I mean, this is their time right now. This is their time, and a lot of people
Yeah,
brought that. Not just you. I played against it twice, and you brought the Quinjet, which you painted as your Storm Raven, and you can see that on Twitch. Got a lot of eyes on it over the weekend. I
yeah,
remember like the first day we went down there, we had my girlfriend holding your tray, and she got like 1,000 compliments on her fucking Quinjet.
yeah. It was very eye catching. It was so funny because the same thing would happen when people walk by my table, and I was appreciative, but I also thought it was funny because like every time it was like I got one turn with it and it did its thing and then immediately died. So it was just like sitting in my tray. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh, it's
boo.
dead. Like every time somebody saw it, it was dead.
That's why you gotta take two. Why take one when you can take two?
Bro,
Mm,
they're 280 points.
All right.
taking two
Never
kind of
mind.
hard. I see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Never mind.
Understood. But yeah, I mean, so shout out your. I mean, shout out to your opponents, but also like tell us what you could like what you couldn't win. What couldn't you beat?
I think he's muted again.
Yeah, I had to like pull it up again. So my round one was Tyranids. Um, and I ended up losing that one. Mostly that one was just like objective based stuff, like cards just weren't in my favor, some other stuff. Um, then I played Craft World Eldar against Cheryl, and you met her. They came all the way from like Singapore, and they've been just playing at a bunch of events while they're here studying. So that was really cool. She was super nice. Um, and then
Did you pull that one out?
I did. So I went. I won like 4 in a row. I lost one, won 4 in a row, and then lost in round 6. I'm just trying to remember exactly what people played. Zach Tampoya, really cool dude. I don't know if he came by my table while we were playing, but he was like super chill guy playing Space Wolves.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah,
he was
yeah.
doing Space Wolves Iron Storm, so kind of like off meta. And he had they don't call it a detachment, like allied contingent of Sisters of Battle that like the combo was like pretty spicy. Like that was kind of a sweat fest. I think the only reason that I won was just like a crazy turn of events with Gilliman where he was like on the middle objective, died, got back up, then I popped the assault doctrine and he hits like a fat 6 on his advance to go charge into his back line. And so he just moves like 13, 14 inches, charges into a repack, slaps that down, and like now he's stealing the home objective.
Eh,
So that was like a rush of adrenaline. I don't think I win that game if that didn't happen. Um, and I played John Newell, who is like basically Mr. Rogers. Is like the old guy, super nice. It was a really great game. He's playing his Sisters of Battle. It was painted really well. Um, And then round 5, I played Rob Anderson, and he is actually one of the pair that won best overall in long war doubles on Sunday. So like really representing his team. Is their whole team actually called Ronin North or is it just Ronin?
They have Ronin. I think it's Ronin.
Yeah, Team Ronin.
Yeah,
oh,
And
so there's
so
like a north and south team or something,
yeah.
maybe.
maybe I know a lot of them
Their jersey
are,
says Ronin.
yeah,
So
they're a Utah team, super great group of dudes.
Mm.
And I was really thankful that he was really chill because like at huge tournaments, if you're riding that line between going like positive and going even, you can kind of run into the mid-table warriors, you know what I mean?
mhm.
Oh
And
yeah.
so we both kind of discussed that throughout our game, and I was just like, man, thanks for being cool. Like I always dread rounds like 5 and 6 because you can run into those people. But he was playing Chaos Knights, and I was able to pull that one out. And then round 6, I played Alan. Sorry if I butcher the pronunciation. It's like Terry or Thery, like Thierry. He was a really cool dude. He came all the way from Luxembourg to play at the
Mm.
LVO. He's on the WTC team for Luxembourg. And he was playing the new Custodes Dreadnought Detachment. So I was like, I'm never gonna win this. Like I gave it my best shot, but I was only able to kill like 2 Telemons the whole game.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, and then he had like 3 Contemptors and 2 Caladius. So like I killed 2 Telemons and 2 Battle Sister squads in the first 2 turns, and I was like, maybe there's a chance. And then like those 4 pluses just turned on, and I was like, I guess I'm never killing anything for the rest of this game. Like you win, dude. Like we played all 5 turns, but I just wasn't able to do anything.
Mm.
But he was really cool. Very good sportsman. There's a little bit of a language barrier, but we were able to work through it. And afterwards, we did a jersey swap, so that was really cool. So now I have a Team Luxembourg jersey.
Hell yeah, that's
They have a really
amazing.
dope jersey. It's like a
Yeah,
lion
it's a big lion.
graphic thing on it. It's dope.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got my ass kicked for the most part at LVO this year. I couldn't win with just my raw dog veteran wiliness like I have in the past. Uh, so the competitiveness of the game is definitely S tier now, right? It's not like how it used to be. You could just walk in with like some spam and win. You know what I mean? And so I haven't got my reps in, didn't get my play tests in, and my level of preparedness was, abysmal compared to most of my opponents. So in those situations, you don't deserve to win against someone who practiced, who's
Yeah,
ready.
like actually,
Yeah, like
yeah.
you can't. They're better than you. Like that's the facts. And so, uh, I won 2, lost 4, inversion of my man Wyatt's record. But I didn't. I only had 1 blowout and all good games, and learned a lot. So like that's my big down. Last year I did the same thing, So it shows you how far the game has gone in a short amount of time. Because
Mhm.
last LVO I didn't play anything, no 10th against edition games, and went with some nonsense and went 4-2. But with the GW layout terrain, with the Pride Nexus, with this current season, there's a lot of things I wasn't doing well. I would just say like overall my list design was subpar for the format in general. So like bad lists, right? Not very practiced on top of it. But I played against a guy named George right out the gate, Gladius Task Force.
Mm.
Tough game. I think I kept it. Tight because of like my relationship to Wyatt. So like I knew the nonsense, and I kept it real. I kept the score tight.
Mm.
But then I played against a guy named John in round 2, and I think I actually pulled out the win. And I'm trying to against Custodes. So that was
What's good Custodes list?
it was. Oh, I'm going to it right now. So he had a couple of three blade champions, 2 units of guard, some Alaris, some wardens, more wardens, prosecutors, Venatar, 2 units of Venatari, Caladius, assassin, and Draxus. And
Draxus seems to be making a lot of lists.
I mean, those guard, like
Mm-hmm.
they're hard to
Hard to
interact with.
shift.
They're hard to interact with, sir. And
Yep.
I got bounced. I thought I had him with this possess charge. I set this thing up. I was like, "Get fucked!" And it was like this, and this. You didn't kill. You killed one. I was like, "That is upsetting."
Well, welcome to Custody world.
And had to make some pivots, some adjustments, and was able to pull it out by the end. But learned a lot. Learned a lot about the matchup. But it was also a great game. Then I played against Jace, and this is where I got my Raffle Stomp. Played against a Canis Rex Knights list with like, billion War Dogs.
The 11 or the 10 list with the Canis Rex.
Yeah, like that was my one beat down. Straight beat down. No chance. Like it was like I mean, there were some highlights. Like at one point, like he was shifting me. He was having incredibly optimized shooting phases.
Mm-hmm.
I was having bad optimization, but then it shifted, and the Lord of Skulls and a Hellbrute in one miraculous fucking turn of events took out like 2 War Dogs and Canis Rex. Like just like fucking the Hellbrute secretly fucks every now and then. Like but no, but in the end he tabled me. So but then I played against Tao, my man Tyler, and I pulled that one out. For some reason I always do good against Tao. I don't know why. Like a really normal Tao list, just I don't know why. Yeah, and Kara Quinn mentioned in the chat like a weird Tao list or weird Custodians list, no tanks. Yeah, I agree. You'll see why. Played against Axel from Mexico, who I talked about earlier. He's playing Gladius Task Force. And really close back and forth game. He's on top. I'm on top. He's on top. I'm on top. But then in the end, he edged out those extra points. Really close. Good game. And then I played Josh, his Custodians, and he had some Caladius. And he had some of those Dreadnoughts that just advance and charge. Like the Contemptors.
Oh yeah.
Those were a problem. Like
is it the Galatas that also resurrects, or is it the regular?
He had one of those too,
They both can get back up.
Yeah, like bro.
On a 4-up or something.
It's like a 2-up, dog.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Dude, the Custodians Dreadnoughts attachment is so Mongo that it's hard to deal with. Like it'll die because like we saw this at LVO, right? Is that like the Custodians won just as much as they lost. With some people went on a good run, but a lot of others just like couldn't score primary points or like couldn't score secondary.
I mean, for sure, we were literally playing Game 6 at LVO, both with a losing record. Like, yeah,
yeah,
you're not wrong. Like, but like I did not understand those dreadnoughts were a problem. I mean, he told me, he warned me about them, but like it's just some things you just have to feel to understand.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was able to manage everything in his army except those fucking dreadnoughts, dude. And it was terraform too. That final mission, I went first,
Yeah.
thought I had some good terraform set up. I was like, okay, I might actually be able to pull this out. And then these dreadnoughts, just sort of plague and scourge of my existence. I could
They
not
are
fucking couldn't do shit.
they are fun.
Could not do shit. It's wild. But it's fun because like Custodes, I like it, I hate it when it sucks to play an army just because of their statistics. Like for example, the Canis Rex War Dogs list, it sucks to play against the list because it's really just the same thing, you know, over and over again. That's where its power comes from. But it doesn't take away from how cool my opponent was and how well he played it, right? Like, and the same thing with like a Custodes list like this, where it's just like eye roll, right? Everything's a 2-up, everything's a this, everything's a that. Like,
Yeah, but you only have like
right.
20 things.
But so it's really easy to like get annoyed by statistics, but like when you think about like their superhero stat lines and how few there are, like yeah, that's how they roll, dude. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it slaps.
I kind of feel like the Custodes may need some points increases, to be honest. It's like when
I'm
your
sure we'll
list
see it.
is 3 Telemons, 3 Contemptors, and 2 Caladius, and you still have points for like 2 Sisters squads and a Warden squad with a Blade Wizard. Like that's an uncomfortable amount of heavy things on the table that just don't die.
No, I mean that it's been about the same the whole time.
Yeah, it's just their rules are so fucking good now.
Oh, well, welcome to the Custodes roller coaster.
Yeah, dude.
It is. No, I mean,
Don't worry, it'll change in 3 months. So
I
we're
mean,
used to
I
it.
mean, I remember I beat one, and then I played one guy losing round 6, bottom tier. Like so, they can go up or down based on play technique, but ultimately,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Like I love the list and I like the superhero stat lines and
I just
overall.
think that style, that list with like those things is much
I see
to
how it
me
tilts
is
people. I see how it tilts people though. Like that's what the point is. Is like is it has it has the recipe to absolutely put someone on tilt. You know?
I would argue that the all infantry list puts people on tilt because you can't interact with it. You
No,
just move up to the center of
I
the
agree.
board
I actually think that now that in a standard list, I feel like I could
and
beat
just
the. I
Gandalf
feel like
it.
the Dreadnought list isn't that unmanageable. That all those
Yeah.
guard and blade champions and that actually those units are fucking annoying.
I didn't super enjoy playing that style of list, but with the tanks and all the cool like big shit that makes 40k, that's fun. To
Mhm.
me, that's fun.
Like
That's what gets people into the game, and that's what's fun to play.
I would have had no chance against the infantry variant because I played W. So terrain was a big problem for me, right? I have no experience on layout,
Oh,
but I have a little experience on GW layout, but not on the
mhm.
WTC layout.
Oh yeah, WTC.
That shit
And
is
that's the
garbage.
It's
lightest
different.
table. It's the
Yeah,
lightest table.
and that was is garbage. Like that.
I-
So I played the Custodes on that round 6, and it was just like
mm.
made my list not work. Like no, like
Yeah,
I
they have
couldn't
a
do anything.
weird thing about big models. I don't understand.
Yeah, I couldn't do shit. And so if I played the infantry version on the WTC layout, I also would not have been able to do shit. So I need a so I realized my list is wrong for these layouts, you know, and so I gotta reoptimize, which is where I'm at in my army development. As I've mentioned before, I always start the edition with 2,000 points, well painted, small model, like as few models as possible, and then I slowly optimize over the edition by adding units that are required and that are better. So I'm in middle of my optimization phase, and so I see where the optimization needs to go. No problem, learned a lot. But let's talk about the Long War doubles and the GW preview.
Okay.
We had Wyatt, our head CO. We had Arthur, the spreadsheet master.
Yeah,
Numbers.
let's be clear. The only reason our event works is because of Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
If we did not have Arthur, we would be in shambles.
Like we used to be.
I'm the Walmart version. I can kind of pull some shit off, but that dude's
Well,
brain works in a different way.
what's funny is Alan was there doing some
Oh,
stuff
cool.
in the Star Wars room, but he would come hang out with us. And Arthur and I were going through the scorecards and doing all the spreadsheet stuff. And I look at Alan, I'm like, "Aren't you glad you don't have to do this ever again?" And he's like, "Yeah." It's like I hated the shit.
But we also have come a long way
Hmm.
in our optimizations too, and also we learned from like those days how to manage paperwork. Also, big special shout out to some of my students who came out. Like let's shout out like our boy Matt Kelly, who came out and was our ringer. Happy birthday to him. He was celebrating his birthday in Vegas that
Oh,
weekend.
nice.
Brought his army. I told him to be our ringer. He was entered into our tournament as the ringer, so people didn't have to ever take a bye. And then we had a second ringer, your boy
Oh yeah, Craig.
Craig.
Craig's a real one, dude. He helped us out at
Always,
Adepticon last year
yep.
too.
Craig came in clutch, so we had two dueling ringers, so that no one ever had to take a bye unless they forgot about parents. And then also Kramus, one of my students, showed up. Cray, and he was a legend because I forgot to bring the sponsorship forms, Rob.
Oops.
And he was like, I got it. And he went on a mission, ended up at the Bellagio printing them out on a fucking FedEx. So he got it done for us. That was awesome. So, it takes a
Hmm.
village to run that shit.
Does.
So, also shout out to One Plus Saves, one of our viewers, and also one of my students who we're going 5-1 at the event, and he went to world champs this year. But also
Yep.
him and Noah signed up last minute, signed up, and they got best general, and they were great, and they got perfect sports scores. So like, just a lot of cool people doing cool things for 10 hours in one room.
Yeah, dude. The event was this is
Hmm.
like our best run doubles for LVO for sure. We had like no judge calls. Everybody was on best behavior. Um, we were on time. We were chewing through stuff. Like we finished like a full half hour before the LVO award ceremony. So like it was great.
No, you're not wrong. Like, we kept it smooth. And also, big shout out to Frontline Gaming in general and the
Oh yeah.
Rio new ownership. Like, the Rio was the best it's ever been. The event was the best it's ever been. The prize support was the best it's ever been. Like, Jake is crushing it in his administrative role as uh, tournament organizer. We had our placards engraved. We had uh, prize certificates for everyone. The winners got $100 each in store credit plus their trophies. Everyone else got $50 each, so like it was like free admission plus their trophies. And we had a high roller bag and bear to dice, like to give to Never Give Never Surrender. It was just like all the support we needed. Everyone got their
Hmm.
mats. It's like Frontline Gaming is did something. Like, they are absolutely upgrading, and you could feel that this year at LVO.
Yeah, it sounded like it was way more engaging and like quality all the way around.
Yeah, but let's shout out the winners of our event, Wyatt, or Rob, whoever.
So Rob will have to remind me on a couple of them, even though we talked about it. But best general was Steven and Noah, and their what was their team name? Like Depuziowaki or something.
Their last names
Um,
or some shit.
is that Steven's? Did they just like mash them up together or
Did you just
something?
create a media name? Like, what do you guys do?
The
I
Hollywood
don't.
name.
Is it like a reference? Because like I didn't think
I
that
don't
was
know.
either
Let's
of your
Google
names.
it.
Anyways,
It's a meme
oh,
joke for them.
God, it's dumb. Anyways, you guys won best general. Congratulations. That was dope.
No, it doesn't come
Um,
up on Google.
best overall, the winners of the event was Ronan North. Um,
Two time.
the two time, yeah, we were talking about it between rounds 2 and 3, and he was
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, we won it last time," and I was like, "You're just gonna do it again, right?" He's like, "I don't know, man. I don't know if we got it." I'm like, "Yeah, I believe in you. Like you guys do this." So they were able to do that. And then best painted was a duo called the Red Scare, which was Tao and World Eaters paired together, so that was a good team name. And those guys were also from Team Ronin.
Hmm.
And then what Best Sports was H&B and
Associates, HB and
H-
Associates.
HB and Associates, yeah. And then the Never Give Up, Never Surrender award was Bots and Boys, correct? Is
Yep.
that right? Yeah.
What was best? Oh, can you just send that in message to me so I can put
I
it
did.
on my site? Did you?
Yeah.
Bots and boys, never give up,
In
never
the-
surrender. And it's actually the first time this happened because usually, so never give up, never surrender is whoever came in dead last and stayed for awards. A lot of times, whoever came in dead last did not stay for awards,
Yeah.
and they did.
Yeah, we always have like 5 because we're like, I'm sure some of these people left. But it's the first time since I've started running the event
That it was the first name we called.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's ever happened before.
No, that's definitely the first time. So, but yeah, we had as always, we had people coming up who said it was their first event ever. And a guy and his grandpa, and they had a drop round too, and they came up and they were like, "Yeah, it's our first event, and I've been listening to you since I was a kid." It happened, Rob, again.
Did you say something cryptic like "I'm still a kid" or no?
No, he's like a grown man, dude. That's what's upsetting.
It has been 10 years, Kenny.
Like I've been, yeah, like he's a grown up, dude. Like it was 10
You
years
are
of
too, Kenny.
10 years of the podcast. Oh, and then everyone didn't recognize me
Why is that?
because of this mustache. They kept saying this gray hair, dude.
Yeah. It looks good.
You look very distinguished.
I look like just a regular ass fat guy with a beard, hiding his fucking double chin like everyone else.
No, you don't.
Is that what beards are for? I need to
Yeah.
know.
Don't pretend like you weren't wearing bright orange like Goku sweats with Jinko shorts on the entire time. Nobody looks like you.
Yeah, we literally saw you on Instagram, bro.
I had to peacock extra hard with my gear, with my drip. I mean, so we got
It's a
some.
good look. I like it.
I did get a lot of compliments on my sandals, my flippies.
Yeah.
Do you see those things, Rob?
Yeah, they look good.
I fucking love those things.
They look really
Oh,
comfortable.
also, no COVID.
Yep.
So I brought my girlfriend. She came out. So I did the thing where I bring my lady I've been dating.
How long
with for
till
a
she
year.
was bored?
She wasn't.
Hmm.
She was a fucking team player the whole time. Right. Wyatt can corroborate.
Yeah. I mean, she was into it, man.
She was bringing
She was helping us
beers.
out.
She
Yeah.
was bringing buckets of beers to the tables. She was
Buckets of beers.
bro. She was like running back and forth, like in the app. She's like, "What table's Wyatt on?" Like she was checking on everyone in our like we're a squad, right? We're a crew. She was in the crew, and she was like making sure she was carrying Wyatt's display board, like anything we needed. Like she was there, and she didn't get she was into every game. The only time she got tired was actually running the event because that's our favorite time. Because now we're just taking a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, nothing's happening. So then that's
Yeah.
when she just went out there and found all the dice.
Dice
But
scavenging.
So that was awesome. So that was like a pretty big step in my relationship, was bringing my lady out to a 40k event and having her say it didn't suck. So that was pretty fucking cool. But let's talk about Emperor's Children. Let's bring this segment to a close. Emperor's Children have a fan base that is like second to Black Templar, basically. Like, you know what I mean? That are fanatical.
Or it works.
Oh, it's like exactly. It's like that. Maybe more gangster. Like
Could be
those. So now they've got their Fulgrim, and they've got their Lucius, and these new units.
A lot of more than we expected.
More than we expected.
I mean, it's basically mirroring the World Eaters release.
Before we get too much down deep into this, Kenny, did you see the new Plague Marine character?
Yeah, I love that dude.
He looks so cool. Sorry, we just wanted to talk about something cool before we talk about Emperor's Children. Go ahead.
Nice.
Yeah, well, we know we know Death Guard are on deck along with T Sons. I wonder what T Sons are going to get. I wonder
Well,
if Zangors are going to
well,
get better.
I mean,
Rob,
hopefully they get kicked out of the game. That would be great.
Rob, I
This
want to
is-
talk. I like what you said. Like, it's World Eaters. I like the template because, like, right,
It
we've got
is.
like their special version of Possess in the Exalted 8-pound.
Yeah,
I
and
love that. Right, we've
they got the new blades.
So I love that we've got and also very similar to like the Night Lords troop choice that dropped in the Combat Patrol. That's just basically Legionnaires, but they have their own rules. Like, so Emperor's Children seem to be getting their own troop choice, kind of like that. It's not Noise Marines. Noise Marines look like they're they look like they're being moved to heavy. Like they have like they showed a picture.
Havocs.
Yeah, they showed a picture of like 4 Blastmasters in a.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the smartest thing I've ever heard. Fuck a unit of fake ass Legionnaires with like Blastmasters threaded in a squad. Fuck that. Give me a unit of Blastmasters, dog. That's what Noise Marines. That's how they roll.
Well, that seems to be the way everything's going, especially with guard. Like you can't take the heavy weapon, or you don't get the heavy weapon team in the infantry now.
Yeah, I like
So-
that. And since we don't really use Force Org, that makes sense. So it looks like Noise Marines are going to like the Havoc roll, which slaps. Looks like we have a brand new hardcore looking Exalted 8-pound equivalent.
Yep. 3-man squad.
Yeah. It looks like we've got a special character that looks kind of like an obliterator almost. Look,
Wait,
that,
Emperor's Children?
Yeah.
It's the Lord Cook. There was the Lord Cacophonate and the Lord something
Where did they show
another.
him at?
Discordant, maybe. There's two. There's two new. There's a Lord that makes like three different models, and then
and
there's
he looks,
one with
and
the-
he also has a bit of a retro look. Like he's got a kind of a
Mhm.
retro look to him.
We remember they had that one
Lord-
guy that had all the hoses on his back, like back in the day, or not
so
hoses.
It's the Cacophonist or the Exultant.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, that guy's certainly.
Yeah, he's got
has
these
his-
2 like sonic pistols. This guy's dope.
Mhm.
I think Lucius looks. I mean, he's still got a stupid face because that's just who Lucius is.
Why, you don't like
but-
his face? I love Lucius's face.
No, I mean,
I
that's how it's supposed to look. It's all scarred and shit.
yeah, if I'm a betting man, I think part of it has to do with the fact that Games Workshop is just terrible at painting faces. Like they never make them look right. So I definitely want to get this in my hands to see what it's really about. But like, yeah, he's a dope model.
He like biggest. Think about this. All the models they fucked up this last year are they? You know why they fucked them up? Because they didn't just do what we wanted. Sanguiner looks dope because he's Sanguiner HD heroed up. Lucius looks dope because he's the original Lucius, but like modern. They fuck up, Coates because they changed his dope ass fucking pose, man. He was one of the best. Inquisitor Dumpy Pants. You know what I mean? Like, just
Dude.
go if it's an
Well,
iconic.
the pose for Lucius is so much better than the old one.
Right, but in my mind, in my head canon, it's like they made it so embody the OG that I can't even tell them apart in my mind now. Like, you know what I mean? But like, it's like they did a good job channeling that, like that 10 years, 20 years he's been a model. I wonder if he's gonna fucking just slap.
I hope so.
I wonder if he's
I'd say the only thing I don't like about these guys is the cone heads.
Yeah, what's
but-
the significance of that? Is that like just because like an Eldar thing or Dark Eldar thing? Like, what's going on there?
I don't know. Like, I don't think they really talk about it.
No, they did. They said they basically they don't let a demon in, but they like mutate to be that appearance.
So it has to do with like the Slaneshi demons kind of having cone heads. I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, it's an artistic choice at that point, but
it's certainly a choice. But like Noise Marines, sick as fuck. Like the basic Legionnaires actually look really dope. The characters are sick. It's just like these head options that are cone heads, just so dumb. Like, because they show 3 of these new guys. What are they called? Palatine Blades. Where like one guy has like the augmetic eyes and like the face speaker, but he has like long rock star hair. Like that guy looks fucking dope. But these other dudes with their cone heads just look fucking stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
Just like give them a head swap and they're great.
They don't look menacing. They don't look menacing. but hopefully there's some other options. Because I agree. I just want a scary looking dude with a respirator, and scarred face for my chaos, and a tuxedo T-shirt. Front row Van Halen concert, smashed. I did it.
I'm too old to get that reference.
No, what? That's a Talladega Night reference.
They're going hard on the Talladega Nights on shit. What streaming service is that? I don't know. It's like how they're advertising one of those streaming services right now.
They're advertising Talladega Nights. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're going hard. That and big Step Brothers. It's like the other one. I don't know.
We quote those shows all the time.
I know. That's what I'm like. It's all coming back around. Now they're trying to market
our
it.
Our podcast
like,
is basically about those two shows.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Oh, hell, it can be about other stuff, Kenny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good call back. 1 minute left.
Yeah?
We have 1 minute left. What would you, Wyatt, what was your highlight? Just give me a highlight.
LVO? I mean, probably just like how nice of an event it was, I think I'm not alone in saying that, like, for the past couple of years, FLG has felt like kind of trying to think of the term, kind of like a it's a palace, but it's been sort of decaying on the inside. Like, it hasn't been kept up well.
I believe that is called Gilded.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'll be really interested to see like how this goes, right? And they kind of checked all the boxes, like back to true form. I know that like some of our guys were having some issues with the terrain. Even Kenny had some issues with the terrain, but everybody I talked to, it was like, oh, well, this L was like the wrong direction. So we had to like switch it with the table next to us. And so I'm like, oh, that's just like volunteer error, right? Because when you have to fill 500 plus tables with terrain, like somebody's going to make a mistake. That's just inevitable. But I played on all of their sets of terrain. I think there was 5. And on every one of them, I was like, this terrain's fine. It's, it's works great. So I'm like,
you've got the little mats and the little acrylics. You're fine. Like, I don't care. Like, we look at the paperwork and you realize that you have 2 L's that are going the wrong way. You just imagine they're going the right way. Simple as that. That's how me and my opponent did.
So that seems pretty rare as far as terrain goes. I will say that they did something really cool where every table had these little standy plastic thingies marking your table number. But then also on the table, there was a QR code. And if you scan that QR code, it's a phone number. So it's like 1-800 text a judge, where you're like, hey, I need help at table 189. And within 30 seconds to a minute, somebody would just walk over and be like, hey, what's up? What do you need?
Oh, that's smart.
Yep.
Makes it a lot easier than raising your hand at 1,000 people.
It was clean.
That was like a really cool innovation.
All right.
How many assholes are on this ship?
I don't know. I wasn't there last year, so I don't know if they did it last year or not, but I thought it was cool.
Here's my highlight. I met Durgle Matthew.
Yeah?
Tracked his ass down, found him.
Was he a bot?
He was not. He was real. He's a real person.
Nice.
He's actually a real person. All right. Well, let's fucking shut it down. Wyatt, you want to take us out of here?
Rob?
I just want to know how come why you didn't ask me my favorite part about LVO, because I was there, obviously.
Sure. We need to get Rob like a life model decoy, like Nick Fury, so he can just go to all these events.
Stop being such a bitch ass about flying.
What's that Rob or Bruce Willis movie, like Surrogates?
Yeah. Get him a surrogate.
Yeah, you need a surrogate.
It's true. All right. Well, that's it for this one, y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everybody that came out to play in the Long War Doubles. Thanks for everybody that signed up for the next Long War Doubles at Adepticon. Can't wait to see everybody here. And I guess it's 2 short months from now. So, but that's it for this one. For exclusive content, early access videos, and more, become a veteran of the Long War today.